Attio just released a massive workflows update, and if you don't know where to start, this video is for you. We're covering every new feature, what it does, and what you can build with it now. Let's get into it. As soon as you open a new workflow, you will find the agent builder. You can describe a goal or a workflow that you want to create in plain language, and Ask Attio will build it for you. You can see that there's a couple of prompts already here ready for you, or of course you can just start from scratch and create your own prompt. Custom agent is another new feature, so you can give an agent a task or prompt that actually reads and looks at your data in Attio or even external tools. Custom agents are read-only though, so they can't write back or update your records. However, you can use other blocks to actually write and update your records based on the custom agent's response. So you can see I've already created one here for intro calls briefing. So whenever I have a new intro call, it can brief me on the intro call. And I inputted some variables here, like the created deal, associated people, associated company. And then you can choose the model that you want to use for your LLM, and then you can give it tool access. So if I click into here, you can see that I've given it web access, so it's allowed to do research on the web, so it's not just looking at the information that I have in Attio. And then you can also enable the tools within Attio. So what do you want it to read? Emails, notes, and records make sense for me in this use case. And then, like I said, you can also connect external apps. There's also a pre-built web agent that can automatically pull things like funding rounds, hiring news, and other signals that are relevant to you from the web. You can see that you can ask it a number of questions and it will look on the web to try to find the answers to those questions. A couple of other new features that I think will make your workflows very powerful are multi-triggers. So you can now have multiple triggers in a single workflow, as you can see here. And I think that's especially useful for those use cases where the trigger could be different, but you're trying to accomplish the same thing. Multi-variables, so you can now chain inputs together. So waterfall enrichment and fallback logic is really easy to build. And then custom code. So you can have your own code block running your own custom code inside a workflow step, as you can see here. And this is actually one of my favorites. So the ability to retry failed runs. If you've used tools like N8N or Zapier, then you know that those tools give you the ability to fix a failed workflow and then retry the failed run. Previously in Attio, you'd have to do that manually if the workflow didn't work. And you can also pause, cancel, and resume workflows mid-run now too. So now you might be wondering, well, what can I actually do with all of these new features? So I would say some of the most common use cases would be, personalized outbound, lead routing. So every new lead gets researched, scored, and routed to the right salesperson. Meeting briefs, like I'm just showing you right here, before any customer call, especially those intro calls, you can have a brief get automatically drafted with, call history, deal stage, recent emails, talking points, information about the company and the person. Call follow-ups, so an agent can summarize a conversation, update the record, create tasks, and even draft, follow-up emails. Daily digest, so agents can scan your entire Attio workspace and surface what needs attention, depending on the prompt that you give it. For me personally, the ones I'm building in my workspace are meeting briefs. So whenever someone books an intro call with me, I will have a custom agent send me a Slack message to give me an overview of the person, the company, the deal, so on and so forth. And you can see I've built this in my demo account, but I'm building this in my real account as well. And then secondly, call follow-ups. So when I have a deal sitting in a discovery call scheduled stage and the call happens, I will have it auto update the deal and then create a draft email for me to send based on some templates that I have. Now let's talk credits, because the new workflows are actually cheaper to run. So things like filter, if, switch, loop, delay, and data lookups are all free. Triggers, condition blocks, broadcasts, round robin are also all free. The things that do cost credits are things like data rights, so creating or updating records, those are 1 credit. External pushes like Slack messages, webhooks, and sequence enrollments are 1 credit. Code execution, 1 credit. AI blocks like classify, summarize, web agent, custom agents are variable, but they're now token based. So you're paying for what you actually use, not a flat 10 credits per question like before. Your legacy workflows will keep running exactly as is with the old pricing. So if you need to edit one, you'll use the legacy options. And if you want to migrate your legacy workflows to the new workflows, you can actually use Ask Attio, or you can use the migration guide. I'm super excited about this new Attio release. Not only are these new features just super cool, but these will genuinely save you hours per week. I have so many ideas for myself and for my clients. I've already spoken with some of my clients about new workflows I can build for them in Attio that I previously needed third-party tools for. If you want help building any of these use cases for your team, feel free to reach out. Links are in the description or comments. Thanks for watching.